We are a community of men who want to practice tools and skills to get out of our head and egoic patterns and to get into our bodies. And I always get this moment whenever I say that of wanting to just pause and be like, why? Why do we as a community of men, why does Londell and Mike and myself, why do we show up with this shared intention to want to practice tools and skills to get out of our head and egoic patterns and to get into our bodies? And for many men who come into our community, when I ask them, do you know what an emotion is? Or do you have a working definition for your own practice of just what is an emotion? Many men do not. They don't have a working definition of what an emotion is. And so this is where there's just this incredible learning moment to just notice that there is no current definition of what an emotion is. Emotions researchers do not yet agree on what an emotion is. And the reason for that is because we don't have a way to measure or to track where an emotion came from. We don't know exactly what its source is. Okay. But the definition that we use here in our community in order to do this work together as human beings, in order to relate, is we use the definition of emotion from Dr. Eve Ekman in her work with the Dalai Lama and the Atlas of Emotions. And it was just on what do emotions researchers agree on. And so the definition that we use is that an emotion is a physical sensation that's happening in or on the body, that the mind, and I love to use my body language when I do this, that the mind is not in your brain. It's anywhere your awareness is, right? So the mind is consciously or subconsciously aware of, meaning you might not be aware of it, right? That is sending a message to the brain that something important is happening to the body's well-being. So an emotion is a physical sensation that's happening on or in the body that the mind is consciously or subconsciously aware of, that is sending a message to the brain that something important is happening to the body's well-being.